Have you ever had an idea that was so clear it was like a 3D movie? Have you ever told a friend about the idea and they told you, wow, if you could only make that into a business, you would be rich? Sound familiar? Welcome to Knowledge to Currency. I'm your host, Senator Porter, with my co-host, Roosevelt Williams III, and we're here to help you take action. This is free information. We only ask one thing: build a strong foundation and mindset. We have insight to help you get started. Most of us just need a push.
Hey, are you looking to start a business or nonprofit and don't know where to start? Well, to get your free LLC or nonprofit formation checklist, just go to joinybnb.com, click Join Now, Membership, and then select your annual or monthly membership level. Here at Young Black and in Business, our marketing and business advising team specialize in helping early emerging entrepreneurs start, grow, scale, and market their business so you can get the help you need to build your dream. JoinYBNB.com, your pathway to legacy.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Knowledge to Currency. I'm Senator Porter, and you are?
I'm the co-host, Roosevelt Williams III.
That's right. And we have Caroline Magdaleno.
Magdaleno. Close.
Excuse me. And welcome to our show. We definitely appreciate you coming on today. So we want to discuss networking, and we want to discuss your business that you're starting, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the name of your company is what?
My consulting company is called Fierro Consulting.
Right.
Yeah, so that is a strategic consulting company that specializes with real estate entities.
Okay. And then how did you, because you used to be in real estate heavy, you still are, correct?
Yeah, I was never an agent. However, I was in the I've been in the industry now since 2018.
Right.
And then I found that I have a natural talent with business development. Mm-hmm. So I took the path of, instead of doing it just for one company, I do it for several companies that are in the need of some sort of strategy to grow their business.
And what makes your story so unique is that's not how you started. Like, you were in a retail store before
I was
as like
in
a
fashion.
General manager,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay.
Yeah, it was a complete transition, from being in the fashion industry. It's its own world. It's its own beast, if you will, mm-hmm. and then switching over to something that is very customer facing in the way of you have to really connect with a lot of people as opposed to the business comes to you.
Yep.
You have to go get the business.
Right.
And that's when in that transition is when I really realized the power of networking and what it can do for your business.
Yeah, so you're like me. I'm a big person who believes in networking.
We met networking.
We met Roosevelt networking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I truly think that anytime you walk out your house, there's a chance to meet someone that could change your life.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people don't think that way.
And everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah,
you don't have to be at a networking event to connect with someone that you can have future business with. Really, anywhere, at your dentist, getting your lunch, anywhere.
Yeah, because you just never know the person that you walk through at the grocery store. You don't know what they do for a living. You don't know any of that type of thing. And
so how do you prepare yourself for that? I mean, with this knowledge of currency, how do you prepare yourself
for that? That's exactly why we're going to talk to you.
I'm excited.
Funny you ask. So from me being in the industry and with my own work in networking and me seeing it, that really committing myself to, it was 3 months that I really committed myself to networking. And in those 3 months, people thought I had been in the industry for 3 years.
Correct.
So that was my main focus, but seeing the power of that and seeing it have a direct impact on my business kind of made a light bulb go off for me. There are so many coaches out there. There's a coach for everything, right? Google a networking coach, it doesn't exist.
Correct.
And this is something that I spent a lot of time learning. I spent a lot of time mastering. Yes, there is an aspect of it that's very natural to me. But since I saw that need, there is that need, especially right now with the economy, if you will. Mm-hmm. And, we're in the real estate industry. it isn't as much anymore that people are coming to you. You know, I have a lot of lenders that have been like, hey, teach me networking, because now, as opposed to the business coming into them, the leads coming into them, they have to go get their business now. They have to learn how to network. So I figured, hell, I'm gonna fill that void. You know, it doesn't exist. I can do this. I have a lot of experience in this. I've, you know, done a lot of masterminds with really top level networkers.
Right.
And I myself have done, you know, worldwide networking. So I have a lot of experience. And that's when I thought, hell, you know, I'm going to teach this.
Right.
This is a trait that is very intimidating to a lot of people. And really, it can be learned.
I agree.
Well, I do have a question, because I'm a dinosaur and I'm learning. How do you identify your bird tribe when you walk into a room? Like, how do you know who to network with?
Well, and that's how I set up the course. Is it's not just, you know, okay, you're going to physically go to networking events, right? There's a whole before you go networking. Before you go, you know, there's this, and that's why I called it the aligned networker, because the goal is to align with people. It's like attracting your tribe, right? Like you said it. And the goal is to, maybe you don't want to stand out, but you want to be a presence and be a light, if you will, at the event, right? And how do you do that? I mean, there's a list of things to do, right? But it's all about mindset as well. You have to have a mastered mindset when it comes to networking, and you have to really release any thoughts that don't around networking that don't serve you. A lot of people hold on to these views of networking as it being self-serving or, you know, intimidating, or I don't want to approach people. But if you already are entering it with a mindset like that, you're not really setting yourself up for success. So you have to master the mindset and really like create a plan before you even enter it. You know, I'm a big fan of listening to a hype song before I enter an event.
50 Cent, it's your birthday? That was one of the most hype songs that get people going. Because I feel your energy when you walked in the room, and like you said, you definitely been practicing at this, because I could definitely, you know, you got a spell on me, sort of say. So, you know, how would you define networking? You know, for a layman like myself, how would you even like define the word networking? Are you going there to increase your net worth, your resources? Well,
yeah, there is that quote that networking is your net worth. I mean, really in networking, you're forming relationships both professionally and personally, where you're providing mutually beneficial value to each other. And it may not be immediate, and that's what, you know, some people get wrong with networking. It may not be immediate, but it can lead to future business. So really, at the end of the day, it's providing, it's forming mutually beneficial relationships that, of course, the end goal is to be financially successful together, right? And connecting. You know, so much of networking is connecting others, and people really respect that, and it really sets you apart. I know you're a connector, you know, and I feel like that has kind of put you in a light in your business, is that, you know, the best networkers are the best connectors.
Yeah, definitely. I don't try to meet someone to get something from them. I meet them, they may do something I have no biochemistry or whatever, and then I'll listen to what they do, and if it's interesting, even if I don't even understand it, I'll ask them questions so that I understand it better. Then the next thing you know, you run into someone, and they'll say, hey, I need help with whatever the thing is. And I'm like, oh, I met somebody. And then I just connect the two together. And that's, I mean, it's not always something for you. It could be something for her or something for you.
And I think that's what forms the most powerful relationships, is that authenticity, not just, can I have your business card,
right,
but really having a genuine connection with someone and actually having a curiosity of them, of their life, of course, their business, but, you know, really trying to know them as a person before jumping into the business aspect of it, you know, having a really organic, and that's why I emphasize so much making sure that you master your mindset and that you overcome like the mental obstacles that come with networking, because then you'll be able to be your true authentic self.
Right.
and it'll ease some of that stress that comes with, or some of the stress that comes with the notion of networking.
Less transactional.
Yes, less transactional.
Yeah, that's as I go into a room, what advice can you give? Like I said, learning to be authentic. The smile, the hello. Do you want to exuberate confidence, or do you want to fall back and be the humble person? One of my tips I would just share before I listen to your mastermind is even before going into like the networking a room, maybe on the 12th floor, even by starting to say hello to the doorman or bye to the Uber driver, kind of practicing to warm yourself up. Do you have any tips and clues? Because I've been to a networking event and I asked a young lady, why are your shoes lime green? She says, I wanted to attract attention. So what like tools, traits can you provide to for authenticity?
Yeah, I love the mention of the green shoes, because that is something that is very important to, even how you dress, make yourself stand out that way and make you approachable, have that conversation of, that's a great rose that you have on your,
thank you for saying
blazer. You have to go in with a very good positive mentality, and already with the mentality that it's going to be successful. Like I said, I listen to a specific song every single time before I go into an event. I also say specific affirmations to make myself feel confident. People want to work with me. I naturally attract connections, different affirmations that put you in that right mindset. And you really have to walk in, yes, with confidence, and that whole saying of fake it till you make it does hold a little bit of truth here, because you have to know your own value and know that you're there networking with people that can use your value and what you can offer to their business, right? You need to see yourself as an asset and present yourself that way to people, that your worth, and and that's why the affirmations help. I think also be specific about what questions you ask. Don't dominate the conversation. Let them speak. The whole "we have 2 ears and 1 mouth" is very true. And if we're able to give the floor to others and let others share about themselves, that just naturally makes them feel comfortable with you and naturally makes them feel like a subconscious connection with you. And I will say you're very good about that. You don't really ever ask for business. You more so ask about the person, ask about their life, Something I do too, if I know I specifically want to connect with a person, I will do research on them. I will know what they are about, I will know if they have a family, so I know to talk about family. I talk about dogs, if they have a dogs. If they're a foodie, talk about food. And that's why... That's what the course teaches, is it's not as complicated as we make it to be if we have the right mindset, if we have like a focused technique going into it, and then obviously after the event having a really savvy strategy on how to follow up and maintain that momentum with whoever you connected with.
Yeah, you said something that was very powerful. If I may just highlight after you, sir, Senator.
Quick question. So when you go to an event and let's say you had people that you're targeting to meet, what's your limit or a number of people that you would want to keep it at? Because if you get too many numbers, you may not follow up with all of them.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a limit as much as I have a minimum goal.
Okay.
Because if you're networking correctly, you may not be able to have that many, because you want to have authentic connections and conversations where you are, again, not just asking for the business card, So I don't think I have a limit. I don't think it's ever been so overwhelming that, I couldn't follow up with everybody. You have?
Oh, my God. The first mood here, yes. The reason why I say that, because I've been networking a while, but I had a colleague. We went in to a networking event, and obviously we're working for the same company, so we're kind of competition, but we're really not, because I'm a master at it. So I let him go in and talk to everyone. Literally what he's doing is dropping the cart. dropping his card. So he got all the cards. He met everybody. And then I went through and I met.
But how many of those were real, authentic connections?
I'll get into that.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, "Oh, I met a guy that worked for you guys too." I didn't really like him. He seemed very transactional. He didn't listen to what I wanted to say or what I had to say or what I even do. All he wanted to do was give me his card.
Yeah. And if people don't want to network with somebody aggressive, they're not going to want to do business with them either.
Exactly. So that's what I'm getting at. So for you, you're saying you want to have a minimum number.
Yeah.
But not
you should walk in. I mean, you can.
Sure.
If you know you have a busy, and to me, you have to schedule the time in the morning the next day to follow up.
Follow up with everyone.
That should be if you are networking on a Thursday evening, you better set some time apart Friday in the morning to really the next day. I mean, I think within 48 hours is ideal, but the next day when you are fresh in their mind and that's really when the follow up.
Yeah, because when I moved here, I was NARAB, NARAB, Boys and Girls Club. So I was literally like from one event, sometimes 3 events in one day. So that's why I'm saying I was overwhelmed with how many people.
And prioritize, right? Like I don't do it as much anymore because so many people have digital business cards, but I used to write little notes. Like I would go to the bathroom and write little notes on their business cards to jog my memory the next day. Okay. And maybe not everybody that you collect cards from is actually going to be somebody that will benefit your business, right? Or you know who you had the strongest connections with. Right. Okay, I only have an hour to do this. I'm going to connect with 10 people, whatever it is that is realistic.
That number, right?
Yeah, because that follow-up also leads to a future follow-up, right?
Correct, I agree.
So I think you have to be strategic when it comes to exactly who it is that you want to connect with. And that you really feel that genuine
attraction.
With. Yeah.
Attraction to where you, you want to be, like you said, in alignment.
In alignment,
true
exactly.
Alignment. Yeah.
And then the people that are also in alignment will naturally, we gravitate toward each other.
True.
It's true. Some people are like, oh, you light up the room. And I'm like, I mind before I came here. I made sure my mind was in a positive place. I made sure that I felt good, said some affirmations. You rooted myself on, and I'm ready to go.
Your turn.
Thank you, Senator Porter.
My bad. I wanted to get that off.
No, that's very helpful. That's very helpful. Everything is. I have 3 questions that I want to share. Then and I want to learn. Are business cards obsolete? Because you did say digital business cards. Do you feel business cards in the 21st century are effective?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I still use them with digital business cards. I'll take a screenshot, but I will find that I don't return to it because it just saves the contact, right? So I personally do believe still in business cards. I believe in both. I have both. I'm always with both because you have to please your potential customer, right? Your potential client. You don't know if your potential client is more of an old-fashioned paper. Heck, they might even have a Rolodex, So you have to mold yourself.
That's me.
To your future potential clients, right? So that's why I always carry both. I still use paper as well.
Then my next question I'd like to ask, what about a person's photo on their business card? You have some people on there waving and smiling. Do you feel like that's an effective?
Do you feel like it's been effective for you?
I'm asking the subject matter expert.
I do. Because there are so many cards that I get where, a Michael Scott, a common name that having the picture there is helpful. Yeah, I do believe in putting a professional, good headshot on your business card, not like.
Thank you. Because I'm learning so much from you. Thank you very much. I also want to pick your brain about Calendar. Do you feel like that's effective, or having a digital assistant nowadays? And if so, which ones would you recommend?
I use Calendly. Yeah. It's simple to understand, even if you're not a big tech person. It's very direct. It's easy to set up. Absolutely.
Outstanding.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in automations and having everything kind of work for itself. Yeah, so I'm a fan.
All right. And then lastly, what would be your system into receiving a card and then making that executive decision? This is I'm learning to increase productivity and have less maintenance. When you can determine somebody, this is high maintenance, low on return. How would you make your executive decision if someone is valuable for your network or your tribe? Say if you're meeting at a network event and, this person, it started out amazing, but now this person, is stinking thinking, taking away your energy, going against your positive affirmations. How would you say, excuse me, I have to go to the water closet? How do you transition?
What's the easiest way to do that? Connect them with someone else.
Ooh, good.
Like you're doing them a favor and you're also excusing yourself politely so that they could connect. And honestly, there's no real right way to do that. Be polite, pardon yourself. I do not spend too much time with like energy vampires that just drain your energy and just keep you talking. I'm not a fan of that. I try to find quick exits. I'd even rather be alone and regroup myself and make, a round around the room than to be around somebody who I already don't connect with. Because why would you put yourself through that? Yep. And you have to have your own classification of your connections. This is a hot lead, right? This is somebody that I had a good conversation with. I'm going to follow up with them. I'm going to send my initial email tomorrow. I'm going to follow up with them again in 1 week, right? You don't want to be overbearing as either. Okay, this person could be something in the future. They said that they're already working with somebody in my space, but it could be somebody in the future to connect with, right? Maybe I connect with them every month. And then there's those that maybe you just want to keep in your circle. Maybe you connect with them every 3 months. If I don't have like a personal, intimate connection with you, if I don't feel like
they're leaning
an organic connection, to me, that's not where I want to put. I'd rather give my time towards those relationships where you really felt that intimacy, and that organic bond.
I got a question. What would you do if you wanted to meet with a particular individual and it's not clicking? Like they're not mean to you or whatever, but you know that they would be beneficial. You know that you have something.
And you want to work with them?
Yeah, but they're not really showing that they want to work with you or really anybody. I've met a lot of people like that.
People do like that all the time.
Well, and those are the kind of people that I think get approached a lot.
A lot, exactly.
By people in your industry.
Right.
So trying to be the leader in your industry may not, they've already, I'm sure, connected with a lot of people in your industry. And that's where I think that putting them first, as in are you saying that they're not even giving you the time of day to speak to them? Or they are, but it's just like they're kind of,
but it's very lukewarm.
Ask them about them. People love talking about themselves.
No. Well, with me, they'll talk to me all about them. But when it comes to business, then that's when it's like...
So don't bring it up in the moment.
Yeah, right.
Don't bring it up in the moment and just make the connection really about just respecting them in their role and, even looking up to them in their position or and then it being maybe they're socially awkward. Maybe they get social anxiety, right?
Good.
So maybe it's the setting even. And so maybe connecting with them outside on email, through social media, through LinkedIn, maybe through LinkedIn, a professional network will set you apart, and always, making sure that you have really good emails. I have some templates depending on the industry, depending on the type of entity or what it is, that, having a really good email and making sure that you are putting a personal touch, making sure that you're adding somehow writing in your own value and solving a problem is important. That's why we work with people, because people solve different problems for us, right? So if you're able to really sell yourself on your ability to solve whatever problem it is that that person can have, I think you stand out.
And then, so the templates you're talking about, is this in your course?
It is. Yes.
Let's hear about the course. Come on.
So yeah, it's called the Aligned Networker, and like we were talking about, you know, I'm a big believer in being in alignment and in vibrating at our highest frequency,
Right.
And that comes with, with focusing on our positive thoughts, carrying ourselves in a specific manner everywhere that we go. I believe because you're networking everywhere that we go. You're a real estate agent. Everyone is your potential customer, right? The bagger at the grocery store could be your potential customer. So carrying yourself in a specific light and carrying yourself in a specific demeanor is very important. Some people don't know how to,
Right.
and some people just don't know that that networking can be mastered, that it is a learned thing, that it is not common for everybody, but if you put yourself in these situations and you have overcome the mental blocks. And how the course is set up is first is overcoming the mental blocks, right? Overcoming the obstacles. I'm shy. Okay, you can be shy, but still connect with people to help your business.
Right.
The second part of the course is focus technique.
Okay.
So that is things like, okay, you want to connect with this specific person who will project your business significantly. Do some research on that person. If I'm going to an event, I look at every attendee beforehand to know who's there and to know, okay, I am going to connect with X, Y, and Z. I will connect with X, Y, and Z.
Right. So intention.
Yeah, intention. And then the third part is at the event. What do you do? How do you speak? What words do you use and not use? Somebody that I spoke to was mentioning that he was so socially awkward that either he had to get drunk
Oh no.
or he was like, I found that all the conversations I was having with people were negative. They were like, oh, this event sucks. And he's like, the second I changed that, how I spoke and what I said and I was mindful of the words that I chose, it changed everything for him.
Right.
Something as simple as being really selective with your words can be monumental.
I mean, it definitely makes a difference when you talk to a negative person. If you're not being negative,
You don't want to be around them.
Well, sometimes you can switch them around.
Oh, yeah, that's
they're
true.
like, oh,
That's
today's
true.
this, and you're like, yeah, but at least we have, sushi. At least,
Yeah.
you kind of like turn it around. You know what I mean? Like, let's have fun now.
You understand that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So then, how long does it take to finish the course?
It is an 8-week program.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then-
so 2 weeks in each, and then the last one is the strategy, the savvy strategy, the follow-up essentially, and how to maintain the momentum of that energy that you created with whoever you were networking with.
And then you have a Facebook group. I joined the group.
Yes,
So
sir.
how can people
The Aligned
hear about-
Networkers.
So look up the Aligned Networkers.
Yeah, and the website's thealignednetworker.com, but the Aligned Networkers was to have a platform. There's so many Facebook groups and there's networking groups on Facebook.
Oh, wow. A lot of those. I hear you.
No, there are. And this one was formed specifically to educate on networking, to share success stories, to connect people. Yes.
Do you have a survey like when you enter your group?
No, everyone's welcome.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone's welcome.
That's
as
nice.
long as you're polite.
Okay, definitely.
Yeah, but then you have to boot them, bouncer style.
Yeah.
So when, how do you do it? So it's an 8-week course. Have you started your first round of I guess, would you say networkies yet?
Networking. Mentorees. It actually
Mentorees.
starts the beginning of next month.
So beginning of next month.
Yeah.
And do you have a goal of how many people you want for the first time?
I do. I'm realistic in the goal because I want to be able to give my time and
Sure.
really be there for this first round of.
So limited seating.
It is limited seating.
First
Yes.
cohort.
Yeah, get
Yes.
in when you can.
Yeah, and I plan on kind of incorporating some in-person together networking and
Nice.
to be there if specific person did go to an event, and if I'm not able to be there, if they need any live assistance or encouragement or feedback. Yeah.
All right. So, in conclusion, I'm gonna just say, on my part, I have a quick question.
Sure.
In conclusion,
I appreciate the question.
Just on me, how would you pitch me? Say, we're at walking in Target, and then I am the way I am, and you're a realtor, and you think I could purchase $1 million home. For example, you think you might be able to pitch me if I'm walking in the bread aisle?
So you're asking it to pitch you for what? I'm sorry?
To buy a home or really to join your Facebook group.
Yeah.
I may add value. How would you, for our listeners out there, what would be an example of a stop approach or attention getter? Or
I think something very simple to start with and also opens the conversation in a positive way is a compliment. I think we always should aim to find ways to compliment each other, period. I think we need more of that in the world, and you can really change the projection of someone's day if you provide a compliment. So, woman to woman, I would probably compliment something that they're wearing, or you have beautiful skin, or, I think that's a good conversation opener. Is a compliment. It makes people more comfortable right off the bat.
Thank you for that. Use some of these tools I've learned today.
That's dope. I love that. So then, where do you see this going? What is, I guess, your goal that you want to happen by setting up this network? Obviously, you want to teach people.
Yeah, I would love to take this, countrywide or worldwide, anywhere that they speak English.
Nice.
Touring, I'm not sure, but to teach it, it's an underestimated quality trait that can really, really change your business if you're able to accomplish it correctly. And if you understand that if you're in specific business types, you should be networking pretty much everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that you do is an opportunity, and so many people have a negative perspective on it. And the second that changes, it aligns you with the right people, And there's so many people that suffer from social anxiety and don't realize that just like anything, with practice, you can get perfect. Let's not say perfect, but just like with anything. And you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to grow often. So that's something that I think, and because there is no one else fulfilling this need, I kind of do have that goal to fulfill it, first in the United States and maybe, any other country that speaks English.
You'll write a book?
Maybe I'll do it in Espanol.
Okay. I'll take the English course, though. My Spanish is terrible. Terrible Spanish. I need to learn. I need to learn. But you going to write a book, maybe?
Well, you just planted that seed.
So we got a chorus, we got a book, got a tour.
Yeah.
I think big, so.
I appreciate it, yeah.
But no, that's a great point. Group economics, if you meet different people, just like the birthday party I put together. That was
phenomenal birthday party.
Yeah,
phenomenal,
it was
wonderful.
A group effort of different people that I met, talking to them, and then not even thinking, and then they started saying what they do, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I could throw a party.
Yeah,
you can make sushi. Okay,
you're a sushi chef.
You're
you make
a bartender.
Cocktails.
Okay, yeah, we could use.
And you never know when I love that because you never know. Right. When you're able to give somebody business or suggest somebody business, know? And you met these people authentically. You met them organically, right?
Walking on the street.
Yeah.
Walking on the
Literally
street.
walking down the street.
Loyal friends from that, from being authentic, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you should never look at having your hand out. You should try to give someone a helping hand first, and always you'll get something back. And sometimes it just feels good helping, that you're in a position to help somebody.
Right. And so you can even think of it as a self-serving thing. Heck, I just want to feel good.
That's true.
So I'm going to try to connect somebody. I'm, going to try to refer somebody business, or I'm going to make that compliment to open up the conversation.
Yeah, because everyone's had that stress where they can't get business. So someone gives you a shot. Obviously, they got to take advantage of it, but give them a chance to see if they could do it. So.
Connect first before the ask.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, yes, you have to do the ask, right? You have to get to the ask, but build some rapport before getting to that ask.
That's right. If I give my roles for today, lots of currency, my roles for today is if you want advice, you ask for money. But if you want money, you ask for advice. A lot of people in the networking field, they come up, oh man, I need $10,000. I need. However, if you may change your approach or you pivot, how are you doing today? You have radiant skin. I need some advice. Let the person listen, share, and then the best punch that was thrown is the one that they didn't see coming. Then you hit them over the head with the offer.
After the radiant skin, you can get $10,000. That's all you got to do.
Well,
you got to show and prove. Or I'm using the tips learned here today. That may be like the icebreaker.
Okay.
Nice shoes.
I need a $10,000 tip. That's a big.
Well, you got that, sir.
All right, I appreciate
you got it.
So we're almost out of time. Is there any announcements or anything else that we did not cover during the show?
I think we covered a lot of it.
A lot of it?
Yeah. No, I would say just for anybody listening, watching, just to really have confidence in yourself.
True.
I have something that I start my course with, which is you are not your past or an accumulation of your past. You get to choose who you will show up tomorrow as, right? And they say show up as who you aim to, who is your dream version of you, right? And show up as them. So you get to choose who you get to be tomorrow, right? Tomorrow I am going to wake up. I am, a badass business babe or whatever, you tell yourself. And I'm going to show up as her every second of the day.
Right.
So there's no reason to be intimidated by networking. If you're able to master your mindset and have a good, strategy as well.
1,000%. No one knows what you know.
Exactly.
So they can't. They don't know what your expertise is or whatever. So unless you show them that you don't know anything.
And you can make lifelong friends
Absolutely.
Right. Don't be the best kept secret.
There you go.
Well,
I love that. Don't be the best kept secret.
One of my mentors used to say, don't be a secret agent where nobody knows what you do for work, what your business is, but you're at all these events, you don't talk to anyone, you don't tell what your services are, and then someone finds out 3 years after knowing you that you're a sushi chef. And you're like, man, I hung out with you, I've been to dinner, and you're a chef? Oh, yeah, I'm a chef. But they're a secret agent. They don't know what they do. So everyone should know what you do, whatever it is. If you're a garbage man, that's cool. Everyone should know that. Or if you're a hairstylist or whatever. So that would be my gym. So we want to do new outros. So every Wednesday, we're going to have Knowledge to Currency release. So please like, share, and subscribe. Anything you want to say, sir?
I want to just say, don't be that secret agent. And get out there, shake some hands, make some friends, smile, be encouraged, and have confidence.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you,
this
guys.
episode is a wrap. I think it was success.
Awesome.
Big love.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.